Now, how about them damn Celtics?
And we are back with another How About Them Celtics video. Sam and I are here recording on Tuesday, October 8th, and we are reacting to the NBA's annual GM survey. Every year, the NBA conducts a survey of executives around the league, talks about a bunch of questions, 50 apparently this year. It doesn't feel like 50. I read through it earlier. And the Celtics did pretty well considering they were the defending champs and have a lot of good players in the roster. So I figured we could react to it and take a look at all the answers to the questions. It'll be a good time.
Sounds like a plan. They've been going crazy on Twitter today.
Shocker.
People have a lot of feelings.
Who will win the NBA Finals? It's the Celtics. Shocker. 83%. OKC at 13, Mavs at 3%. Last year, the Celtics and Nuggets tied at 33%, and now the Celtics are just the overwhelming favorites according to GMs around the league. Also, Celtics 97% chance to win the East according to GMs. Other team that got 3%, Cavaliers. I don't really get it.
Jam Packard had a good tweet about this today. I don't know how true it is, but apparently you can't vote for your own team.
Oh, well, I didn't think about it that way.
So
I get not
Stevens
being able to
must have picked the Cavs out of spite.
I get not being able to vote for your own team for like you don't vote for your team as the best player or the most likely to do this, but I feel like Brad could have voted, yeah, we'll win the East, but maybe not. That is funny. I didn't think of it that way. Also, though, that means somebody spited the Celtics, right? Because they have 90. No, I guess that's all the votes for first. Yeah, no, you're right. I was thinking about it like there's nobody in second, third, and fourth, right? So did Brad Stevens just not pick them to be anywhere in the Eastern Conference? Do you know what I'm saying?
Oh, yeah, that's true.
I guess Brad
maybe you can't vote for them at all.
That's kind of backwards, but I guess it doesn't matter. New York got most of the votes to come in second. Philly got most of the votes to come in third. Apparently, Cleveland's going to come in first, according to Brad Stevens. Milwaukee way down in the ranks, and then
Didn't Philly get 50% of the second place, and New York got 47%?
Yes, but 22% of the total votes. So I don't understand how some of this works, because I guess they got more. More people think Philly will come in fifth through whatever versus New York. So I guess they got more of that. I don't really know how it works. Whatever.
Celtics best. That is what you should
Celtics got on top. Same thing with OKC out west. Denver, Dallas, Phoenix all got some votes for first place. All the way down to Golden State. Sure. MVP pick, SGA got 40% of the vote. Luka got 30%. Jaylen Brown also got a vote, it looks like, and Tatum got what looks like 2 votes. Tied for third with 7% of the vote, but it's mostly SGA. Wemby is I think the most famous question. If you could start a franchise today and you could sign any player, who would it be? Wembanyama got 77% of the vote. I mean, I would pick Wemby. I don't know about you, Sam, if I had to pick somebody.
Wemby is the easy choice. It is kind of funny that Shea continues to be at the top of these with people pretending like he's like 22. He's Tatum's age. He's the same age as Tatum.
True. Yeah, I don't really get that, but Wemby's obvious choice. 1, because he's nasty, and 2, because he's still on a rookie contract.
Oh yeah,
probably make.
And he's a freak. He's like one of a kind. He's 7'4", and he can do all the stuff, and he can defend 3-point shots that are on the opposite end of the floor from his defensive position, and he's doing all kinds of things we've never seen before, like you said. Jokic being there makes sense just because he feels like the kind of guy you could plug into just about any team and they would be at least a playoff team because he would pass the ball well enough for guys to get shots in their most comfortable spots on the floor, right? And he would be able to bear the brunt of the offensive responsibility. Luka, I get, because, well, you can say the same about Dallas, even though it didn't quite work for them in the finals and they didn't feel as strong of a team. The reason why they were there probably as an underwhelming team was because of him, right?
Mm-hmm.
So all of that's fair. The Shea piece, I don't completely understand. And I'm not like a hater. It's just like, I don't know if I get the hype on the same level as those guys. It's kind of weird.
I think it's because Shea's like a two-way player versus the other guys. Like Luka's not really a two-way player. I don't know why I would pick. I mean, Shea's at least a few years younger than Jokic. I don't get the Shea over Tatum thing right now. I think maybe by the end of the year, just because I think Shea's probably a better overall shot maker at this point in their respective careers. But I don't know. Which player forces opposing coaches to make the most adjustments? Luka. Yeah, I mean, fair enough. I get it. Him and Jokic are probably the top two there for me. I guess Steph makes sense too. Most likely to have a breakout season. There's no Celtics in here, but Jalen Williams took the win with 13% of the vote. Some interesting names in here. I thought they were funny. The Thompson twins make sense, but then you see guys like Cam Thomas, which I don't really know how much better Cam Thomas can get, but we'll see.
It's not like he hasn't had opportunity. The
Yeah.
Nets haven't exactly been a team with no room for error.
Yeah. It just feels like he's going to be like Lou Williams. And that's fine, but I don't know where else that can go. Best point guard in the NBA, Luka, 37%. Best shooting guard, Ant, 33%. I think Anthony Edwards is wildly overrated. Best small forward in the NBA, Tatum dominated at 47%. Giannis, best power forward, 77%. Jokic, best center, 87%. Which means it would be Luka, Ant, Tatum, Giannis, Jokic as the quote best in the league. Don't get Shea's better than Ant. I think he should be above him. I don't know. Ant doesn't move me. Ant's probably second, I guess, at this point. Him and Booker are probably close to the same level as like Jalen and Donovan Mitchell too. But I feel like Shea didn't win either of these categories because he got split votes for point guard and shooting guard. I feel like it needs to be more defined. Exactly.
Guard, shooting guard. They should refine these guys to one category.
Yes.
That's what I was about to say. I also feel like Jalen should be a little bit more in the rankings of the best shooting guard. I guess he got split too, probably, right?
He got split, and like so many point guards got split. Like he's not beating out Steph or Luka or Shea at this point. And so if they're getting split between point guard and shooting guard, instead of like Luka and Steph, or just being point guard, then he's just gonna get shoved down. Derek White got a vote too, though. Shout out, best shooting guard in the league, Derek White. That's fun. Who voted for Draymond Green as the best power forward in the league? Raise your hand. Who's doing this?
LeBron.
What are we doing? Highest percentage of total votes on position questions. Jokic got 17% of total votes. Tatum got in there at 10%, tied for fourth with Shea. Giannis won last year. Offseason moves. Celtics won't pop up much here because they didn't really do too much. But OKC, best total moves. Paul George, best impact or biggest impact of a new acquisition. Alex Caruso won most underrated acquisition. Somebody voted for Josh Giddey. Memphis Grizzlies will be most improved in 24-25. This question was a layup. Like, yeah, duh. Like, because they're not injured anymore.
It's exciting.
Yeah. Most surprising, Cat. And then, I mean, I guess rookies didn't really have much Celtics flair either. Reed Shepherd. Everyone loves Reed Shepherd. Respect. Correct. He's going to be nasty. Rookie of the year and best rookie player in 5 years. Biggest steal, Sharman did get a vote for biggest steal at 30, which is fun to see. But look how many votes were cast for biggest steal. This is crazy. 10% was the highest
at this point.
Yeah.
Sharman so far hasn't been knock your socks off good through summer league or preseason, but Carson Edwards was a summer league preseason guy.
It's true.
Take that with a grain of salt.
It's true. But just look at the difference this year to last year. Like Cam Whitmore got 43% of the vote last year. This year, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 different players tied with 10%. It's crazy.
I mean, Whitmore was an obvious one last year. He was like, Rockets were like, do we want Thompson or do we want Whitmore at 4? And then they got both with 4 and then 20.
Yeah. Yeah, it doesn't really make too much sense. But Jokic, best international player, best international player not in the NBA, Sasha Vezenkov, who was in the NBA last year. Best defensive player, Wembanyama. Drew tied for second with 10% with Bam Rudy, who also got 10%. Drew won best perimeter defender and got some votes for most versatile defender as well in 5th.
No Derek White at all.
No Derek White for even perimeter defender. It feels a bit weird, but I'm not going to complain too much because I think everybody on the list is acceptable. Like I don't think anybody got. I don't think Derek White got snubbed before anybody, but
he's the last.
Oh, he got cut. Okay, I see. Yeah, it just his name got split into 2 lines. Yes, he did get a vote though. But yeah, Drew dominated the vote here. And the Celtics won best defensive team in the league by a pretty wild landslide, 57%. So should feel pretty good about themselves. Let's see. Coach in the NBA, Spo. Nothing for Joe Mazzulla. Feels a bit disrespectful, but whatever. I don't get the Budenholzer thing. What are we doing?
That's a troll vote. It's got to be. I mean, we're going to get through all these coach voting things. And one thing I saw, I have not looked at this list, but I've seen on Twitter all morning is, oh, yeah, Joe Mazzulla didn't receive any of the best coach votes, but yet he's towards the top of each category. Like he's finishing in the top
He's
5 every single time, but he does not get respect as the best overall coach.
He's third in the best motivator of people. He didn't crack the votes on best in-game adjustments. Second in best offense. Fourth in best defensive schemes. This is new coach, and everyone's in on Bud. Best assistant coach, Sam Cassell, won by a landslide. And then Chris Paul is going to make the best coach someday of active players. Holiday and Horford got some votes in here as well, I believe. I guess it's just because it's hard to evaluate coaches when they've only had like incredible rosters. Like you've seen what Spo can do with a great roster, but also that he's had success without the best players on his team. I guess Mark Daigneault is just because he was there when they were bad and now they're good, but that's just player development. I don't know. I don't know.
So the one thing I'll say about the Mazzulla no votes for best in-game adjustments, one, kind of fair, but two, they're not often in a position where they need to make in-game adjustments. They usually just do pretty
It's
well
true.
from the jump and call it a day.
Yeah, I don't know. It's just kind of, I don't really pay attention to the Joe thing anymore. People will get it when they get it, I suppose. I mean, I'm also not going to argue with Spo being the best coach in the NBA. I think that's correct.
For sure.
Next one is miscellaneous stuff to wrap it up. Most fun to watch. Pacers won. I'm not even going to disagree with that. Celtics got 5th. You don't think so? I think the Pacers are so fun to watch. It's just because they're so fast-paced.
I just don't think of them. I think of like OKC, which is second, but like the Pacers aren't a team that comes to mind, I don't think.
Really?
Like when I was, I don't know. I guess when I was watching playoff games last year, they were a lot of fun to watch. But it also had something to do with them playing against the teams I wanted to lose. So I had more skin in the game when I was watching the Pacers. Oh, do I want to see them beat the Bucks? Yes. Do I want to see the Knicks lose? Oh yeah. So I guess I did find myself rooting for them.
I think it's because they're just so fast paced. Like they score a bunch of points, and it's like that's what people like to watch. Which is fair enough. Best home court advantage is the Nuggets, and then Thunder, and then Celtics. I assume this is inflated because they literally have a geographical advantage where their court is. Makes sense. Celtics are obviously on the list, which is a good thing. Most efficient offense, who will have it? Celtics, 53%, not close. Which team's level of success is toughest to predict? Lakers, Rockets, Pelicans. I think that tracks. You see a lot of teams here in the All-Star receiving votes. Like promising young core is Thunder. Most athletic is Anthony Edwards. Pure shooter, Curry. I'll just run through the rest of these quick. Best shooter, Curry, not close. Fastest with the ball in his hands, De'Aaron Fox, not close. Best moving without the ball, Curry. Best passer, Jokic. Best leader, Curry. Drew Holiday got a vote as well.
LeBron being there is interesting.
No, it's not.
Throw you right under the bus as soon as he gets it.
Most versatile player is Giannis. Best basketball IQ, Jokic. Roster construction is the thing people want to change the most. And then shot on the line, Steph Curry. No real surprises there.
No
Holiday
Tatum
getting a vote.
Game on the line. You don't want Tatum with the ball.
No Tatum. I thought Holiday getting a lot of votes for best leader was interesting because everyone else on this list outside of Chris Paul, I suppose, is like a all NBA player. And so seeing him be so high up is fun.
Yeah, I mean, I think it says a lot about the way he came into the Celtics last year, and he came on late. And as soon as he joined the team, he was very team-oriented right from the get-go. So when you have somebody coming from a rival team and they're so committed to hoping your team win and having that championship experience is a really big deal. Like, I feel like he had to almost be the poster boy for sacrifice last season, unless you want to count Horford coming off the bench, because he took 5 less shots by joining the Celtics. He took the least amount of shots since being a rookie with the Sixers in 2009, 2010. If that doesn't scream sacrifice and show Tatum, Brown, Porzingis, hey, look, in order to win, this is what you have to do, then I don't know what does.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, I mean, I don't really, I think that's it. I think that's the whole survey. I don't think there's anything I missed in terms of Celtics. I mean, Tatum got some good votes for best player and stuff like that. that's it. You have anything else? I think that just about does it.
It's just interesting as like, we've heard so much chatter from the media, national media since, well, I guess we can say the start of the playoffs where the Celtics are kind of discredited and stuff like that. Yet they do consistently have people in the top 5 of these votes. Like the offensive expectations, defensive expectations, everybody credits them. But yet then you have people on ESPN coming out this week being like, I think the Knicks have the best starting 5 in the NBA.
Yeah. I feel like that's just people in the league understand what's happening and people in the media need to make it interesting because it's no fun to have.
That's the point.
Yeah, unfortunately, which I get it. The game's a game, but that's kind of how it be. But anyways, let us know what you guys thought of the survey. Make sure to leave a like, subscribe, comment down below, and I'll let Sam take it out.
Yeah, thank you very much for listening and watching. Tell us what you think of the GM survey in the comments. Make sure you leave a like and subscribe as well if you hit the notification bell. You're going to get updated every time Jack and I post, which is every single morning. We have new pods dropping Tuesday, Thursday, and Sunday. Game recaps are back, and they're up after or the morning after each game. And you can find other videos like this one in between to keep you busy on the off days. You can find all pods and game recaps on Spotify and Apple or wherever it is you get your podcasts. If you follow us there, those will go right into your feed. Leave a 5-star review if you can. We would appreciate that very much. You can email us, hbtcpod@gmail.com. We're going to have a ton of emails on the pod tomorrow morning because, well, we didn't have time to do them on Monday. So get those in, join the fun. Emails are one of the best parts of our show. We love to hear from you guys. hbtcpod@gmail.com. You can find us on socials at How About Them C's for Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok. Facebook's just the name of the podcast. All streams are there. They're on YouTube. They're on Twitter. Jack's Twitter's at Jack Simone NBA. Mine's at Sam LaFrance NBA. That's it for us.
Taco, come on.
Taco's having some fun here.